Big NFL Week 11. It started off Thursday night. Titans, Packers. Remember this game. We're going back now. And we've got Thanksgiving week coming up. Gobble, gobble. Big Thursday. Titans ended up rolling 27-17. This became a game. Packers put up an 11 spot in the third. But Tannehill, he does more than enough. 333 through the air, especially in what was, pardon my French, but a dog shit passing week. The 1 p.m. slate stunk this week. I've been saying dog shit a lot. I think, I don't know if it's circling back on I think you should leave or whatever it is, but it's been stuck in my head. Treylon Burks, the young wide receiver out of Arkansas, he's come back. He's been looking good for them. Titans are good. Rabel is good. That organization knows who they are and they know what they're doing. Burks could be impactful for them. Tannehill, I think them getting to see Malik Willis and seeing how much of a project he will still continue to be is probably good for almost all parties involved. Like if Tannehill, I think he just helped you secure your seat at the table, at least for this year. And the Titans are 7-3. Packers are 4-7. This was in Lambeau. Our guy Kyle was at the game. Whoops. This was to get back to 5-6 and kind of salvaging the season. I mean, the Green Bay Packers, 3-3 at Lambeau. They have lost, 6 of their last 7. And who do they play? At the Eagles. At the Eagles. Yikes. It is over in Green Bay. Crazy. That brings us to the 1 p.m. slate. Like I told you, I thought it was awful. I didn't think I was going to be able to settle in to the 1 p.m. slate. Ended up being able to because I had so much laundry to do. We did laundry. I did laundry yesterday from like 1 to 5:30. Just like you're taking down. There's other machines, me and Jess. It was a lot, but basically, because when you're doing that much laundry, you can only do so much other stuff. I watched a lot of football. And the game that I was hoping was fun ended up being a little fun, but still, to sink your teeth into Falcons-Bears is a
tough one to full watch.
It's a tough ask. Justin Fields has become everyone's entertainment and fantasy favorite. He did a little bit of that. Falcons are 4-2 at home. They're 5-6. Man, I wish I could drink a little more Falcons Kool-Aid. They really broke my heart with that Panthers loss 2 weeks ago. They would be 6-5. We'd almost be getting excited for us Commanders-Falcons game this upcoming week. We are not. Man, their schedule, though. Commanders, Steelers, Saints. Don't be surprised if we're talking about a 7-7 Falcons team in 3 weeks. They're kind of fun. They just pound the run. Cordarrelle Patterson, there's your bro of the night, breaks the NFL kick return record. Dude's always been a freak. It's so funny that they just looked at his build and were like, you have to be a wide receiver. Never really worked. And then they were like, okay, how about running back? And it's worked because he's really good at running the ball. He just happens to be like 6'3", 240 or however big he is. Kind of a crazy career arc. Good for him for breaking the record. Bears and Justin Fields, who everyone likes now, 3-8. But he is fun. He makes plays. They have something exciting to watch next year. Bills Browns in Detroit, obviously. Bills settling enough, 7-3. Browns make it a little closer than it ended up feeling at the end as Brissett leads them down the field. Big Cat, he has a way of doing it that's just kind of unmatched, and it's what makes him Big Cat. One of the like a bleacher or someone like that tweeted out Amari Cooper made a touchdown catch, and they said Amari Cooper is him, and Big Cat retweeted and said, "Well, him is done." Just because, Amari Cooper's really nice, but there's no way he's him.
Having a really good year for fantasy. And
he's nice. He's really nice.
Player.
He's a good career. He was him in college. He's just really nice in the pros, and Dallas misses him a little bit. Not a ton, though. Sheesh. How about that? Browns are outgunned here. Can Deshaun come back next week? Or is it 2 weeks? Is it 11 games? Or is it 11 weeks?
I think.
Deshaun Watson.
Eligible to practice this week, and that was a week ago. Can't play in a game until week 13.
Okay, so I guess that's something to track if you're Browns fans as you get ready for next year. At this point, their season, man, they really had a chance. Bills settle back in. Josh Allen looked bad early in this game. They got the running game going a little bit with Singletary. That's something to track because I do think they'll need that if they want to go where they're trying to go. Nice moment. Stephon Diggs kind of having the wide receiver classic meltdown. I shouldn't say that. He was very composed. Him and his coach were like belly to belly hugging, and you could see that Diggs wasn't happy. He had no targets. They were losing the game. Josh Allen ends up finding him for a touchdown pass right before the half. That's one of those things you put down as a little asterisk if the Bills season gets back on track. That things could have gotten a little hairy there. They got it back on track. Weird hand motions by me.
That Deshaun Watson return game at Houston.
How about that? Life finds a way sometimes. Eagles, Colts. Eagles survive, and maybe they shouldn't have. They 14.2 touchdown fourth quarter to come back against the Colts in Indy. Jeff Saturday's Colts. This would have been massive for them. They would have gone to 5-5-1. Instead, 4-6-1. Missed a field goal in this game. The kid Badgley. Eagles, hey, man. They find a way on the road, a tough environment, a team that had a lot of energy. Chase McLaughlin. Got my young kickers confused. And if you're the Colts, I mean, you ended up taking 4 field goal attempts that I don't want to say they were dominating this game, but they were in control. And Jeff Saturday, it's so funny how quickly the narrative can change. Everything went from, the Colts are a disaster. How could Jim Irsay do this? I mean, there's also like Rooney Rule stuff and that tied into it that isn't good. But he won the first game, and then at midnight, at halftime of this game, people were there was something on the bottom line of NFL Red Zone that it was like a lot of teams are thinking of copying the Jeff Saturday model. And it's like, what? How do we get here? So, like it often does, things end up settling in. Eagles 9-1, 5-0 on the road, with a chance to basically kill the Packers next week. Good for them. Saints Rams. I think I told you no before. I'll tell you no again. I will say our guy Matty Stafford came back and looked good, and then he had to leave again. With concussion protocol, so that stinks. Andy Dalton threw the best pass of the day to Olave, if you want to go watch that. But I think it says something to especially this 1 p.m. slate that Week 11 in 2022, Andy Dalton threw the best pass of the day. Yikes. BBD, I said be worried.
Was.
Lions, Giants. The Lions kind of dominate in the Meadowlands, 31-18, and that's with the Giants scoring late. Lions have the juice, man. That's what I said, and they feel good. They know what they're doing. Jamal Williams is putting up a legendary vulture running back season, kind of all time 3 touchdowns. He's leading the NFL in touchdowns. He is getting more than just a straight vulture. He had 17 carries in this game. But DeAndre Swift.
Use him to run.
DeAndre Swift, 5 carries in this game. Pretty crazy. Jared Goff, God, is doing enough through the air. The Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 for 76. I know the Giants, they lost both starting cornerbacks in this for a little bit. So there's kind of nothing they can do there.
Yeah, but it's a bigger issue because they've been using Adoree Jackson, who's been the number 1 cornerback on the team. They've been using him in punt returns because that's been an issue for them. And the whole way, like in real time, everyone's like, oh, this is a bad idea. So important. They don't have very good cornerback depth. and yeah, it finally bites them like 3 weeks into that experiment. So
the Detroit Lions, winners of 3 straight. By the way, 3 Lions losses. They have other losses that are awful. Eagles by 3 points, week 1. Dolphins by 4 points before this win streak. They lost to the Seahawks by 3 points, too.
Shootout game.
Bills, Jaguars, Vikes, Jets, Panthers, Bears. Okay, so let's do this the best we can. Bills, I'm just going to say no. I think they'll give them hell. And it's in Detroit, which is fun because the Bills just played there. How about it? Jaguars, sure, they can win that game. Vikings, I'll rule out for now. Jets, Panthers, Bears, Packers, those are 4 winnable games.
Let's call it. You're going for a 3-1 in that period. Let's dream.
So they've got 5 winnable games of their remaining schedule. If they won all 5, that gets them to 9-8. I don't know. I'm not going to start believing on that level. But I think the Lions have a real good chance to be like, I don't know, 7-10, 8-9, which again, for the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell is massive. So really good on them. They're believing in it, man. They're believing in it, which is really cool to see. Panthers, Ravens, no. I mean, as ugly as a game will get, Ravens score at the end, 13-3. I mean, literally nothing going on in that game. Brutal watch. The Commanders are 6-5. Taylor Heineke. They have won 5 of their last 6. They have Falcons, Giants, Niners, Browns, Cowboys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 to 5 winnable games. We could be talking about the playoff Commanders. They believe in their quarterback, Carson Wentz. Eat bugs again. They beat a Houston team that is floundering 1-8-1. That brought us to the afternoon slate. Bengals, Steelers, points. 67 total. Burrow and the boys get it done. Samaje Perine with 3 TDs. Cowboys and Vikings, game of the day, 4 p.m. slate. We hate the 1 p.m. game. This was the game of the day. Cowboys roll up on them 40-3. Ew. In Minnesota, everyone was hating the Vikings. They just got me to say tall coach's name, and then they go and do this. Vikings are a good team. All of it in there. Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Hawkinson, the defense, the offense, Kevin O'Connell. I think that's tall coach's name. I want to try to remember it. They got the humble pie that they'd kind of everyone thought was going to come. Patriots, Jets, Lions, Colts, Giants, Packers, Bears. Like they're going to stay hot. They're going to win games. Maybe they needed this and it can be a good thing, or maybe they were one of the luckier 8-1 teams we'd seen. Let's see what happens there. Chiefs, Chargers. Tell me if you've seen this game before. Chargers, Herbert, looking good, in control, game-winning drive, left a little time on the clock for Mahomes. You already know. Kelsey, 3 touchdowns, 6 for 115. Mahomes brings him down the field. It's sometimes it's too easy for them. The 8-2 Chiefs. Good, fun, offensive football from both of those teams. The Chargers are 5-5. I think I heard the phrase, I think they said on the broadcast, chargering. And they were using that as a phrase for just when the Chargers are the Chargers, which I guess having a game-winning drive and feeling good about yourselves and then blowing it to Mahomes, which a lot of teams do, but feels pretty chargering.
They have a schedule the rest of the way that looks like more opportunities for charging.
Cards, yep, they could charger that. At Raiders, they could charger that. Dolphins, oh, absolutely. Titans, sure. Colts, Rams, maybe. We'll see where they're at. My Broncos, get them the fuck out of here. They are the only game I left out. Not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. Darren Waller, out. Renfro out. It was basically Devontae Adams, Jacobs, and Carr, and they got worked by the three of them. I benched Carr like an idiot in fantasy football because I was like, oh, well, the Broncos' pass defense is rated well, and they're out of options. I thought the Broncos were going to lose this game like 13-11. They couldn't do that. They let it get to overtime after having a lead. They're a joke. Hackett stinks. Did you see their quote before the game? Did you see my guy Hackett's quote, BBD?
What was the quote?
Know why I'm yelling? Nathaniel Hackett's quote before the game to the media. One team has to win this game.
Before the game?
Yeah, man. That's where it's at. That's where it's genuinely at. So
that means it's not going to be you when you say that before a game.
And it really should have been again. The Broncos, I know Russ has sucked ass, and I think it's a little bit tied to Hackett. I think it's a lot tied to Russ. If they had a capable head coach this year, I'll go through it quick, and then I'm out of here. Seahawks, they lost that opening night. Remember? They did everything to win that game and should have. 17-16. Whatever. I'll ignore the first Raiders loss, 32-23, but the Raiders stink this year. 2 of their 3 wins are against the Broncos. The Colts, 12-9. Chargers, 19-16. In OT. They lost to the Jets, 16-9, which is looking worse and worse. Titans end up beating them. Titans are kind of good, whatever. Raiders in OT, 22-16. I mean, you can flip 3 of those games so easily, and the Denver Broncos, with everything else going on, will be 6-4. But they stink. I'm leaving. We'll see you guys maybe. I think we will. Little football preview. Maybe something else fun. Love. Watch everything on John Boy Media.